Hi, everybody, and thanks so much for coming back. My name is Dion, and this is D. Maria Reacts. So, in light of Trump's inauguration tomorrow, which is January 20th, all the foot soldiers of the wokeism fanatics are landing in the area, ready to gripe and groan about how they are losing their hold on the culture. Yes, the culture is going to be taken back. All of the DEI craziness is about to be over and done with. The hold and the clutches that this authoritarian Biden administration has had on the American people, they have voted this mess out and it is about to be gone. So these protesters are pulling out all stops, protesting everything you could possibly imagine as they land in the area where the inauguration will be taking place in Washington, D.C. Check this out.
We are just 2 days away from Donald Trump's second inauguration, and his supporters, as his supporters travel to support him, there are also thousands of people who are starting to gather in the nation's capital right now as part of the People's March. It's organized by hundreds of advocate groups in protest of his second presidency and his policies. Sister marches will also take place across the country and internationally. Even you're seeing all the spots right there. That in green, that's where they're happening. People's March advisor Ashley Woodard Henderson joins us now to talk about this event. Ashley, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on ABC News Live. So who is involved in the People's March? What are the goals here?
There are over 100 organizations across the United States involved in this protest today, Gio, and I'm excited to be one in the number. People are mobilizing in all of the hollers and hoods, the rural and urban communities, the suburban communities across this country, as an exercise of faith to say that, listen, I know that maybe this feels like a time of great loss and anxiety and grief because we've seen MAGA loyalists rise into governing power. But this is just
not a time of great loss for me. Speak for yourselves, because it's not a great time of loss for me. It's the exact opposite for me and people like me who overwhelmingly voted for Trump to return to the presidency. As a matter of fact, I'm jealous I cannot be in the place. But let's let her finish.
Just the beginning of our great comeback, that this is a time where folks in the immigrant justice movement, they're going to fight against the mass deportations of our neighbors and our relatives, the folks that are going to fight so that man-made climate disasters cease and are a distant memory, and we are living in healthy, sustainable, and equitable communities, the folks that are fighting to live in a world full of peace instead of a world full of war, the folks that will prioritize people over the billionaire bros of...
I have to stop her right there. These people are nuts. We have been at war for the past couple of years under the Biden administration. Why do these people keep pretending like wars are going to come? Because when Trump was last in office, there were no wars. Y'all need to stop. They just will not let it go.
Of war, the folks that will prioritize people over the billionaire bros of the bro-ligarchy that Donald Trump is building here.
Why does the liberal left pretend like there are no billionaires on their side? Hello, George Soros. That's just one.
DC. These folks are coming to say we believe in the power of the people to be able to stop these bad conditions from happening and actually change the course of this country to make sure that we're bending the moral arc of the universe and this country with our own elbow grease. So I'm proud to be one in the number. There are over 100 organizations that are involved, and you can see the list at peoplesmarch.com.
And Ashley, as you're speaking, we're seeing live images there from Washington, D.C., right next to you, where you're seeing that first march there start to kick up. So 8 years ago, the historic Women's March on Washington, it became one of the largest single-day protests in American history. And yet since then, many women feel that their reproductive rights have been sharply limited or taken away completely in the overturning of Roe v. Wade. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think this is a moment of intervention around it to say that despite the ways that the Trump administration and his loyalists, even down the ballot, sometimes in our own local communities, who are saying that women's right to choose is not something that they are going to support, folks that are saying that they are going to target LGBTQ communities, we're saying no. Like, if no one else will protect and defend our folks, we will show up and do it. There are over 350 local actions that are also taking place today. That's just what we can count. Honestly, that's probably a low number because it rises by the second. So as we continue to see MAGA forces up and down the ballot, corporate Democrats up and down the ballot.
Why is she blinking on the left eye and not the right? Her right eyelid is not blinking, and that's just bugging me. But beside that, worldwide protests, I don't even know.
Continue to dismiss the needs of working families. The hundreds of thousands of people that are mobilizing today are saying, we are the ones that we've been waiting for.
All right, Ashley Woodard.
We are the ones that we've been waiting for. Very strange.
Henderson, thank you so much for being here. We so appreciate it.
Thanks for having us, Gio.
Thank you.
That's Greg Gutfeld. We are here on the 5 live from Washington, D.C., and we've been watching this rally. J.D. Vance is coming up, so we will bring that to you when.
I want to come back to that.
We are just 2 days away from Donald Trump's second inauguration.
Turn that off. Go here. I don't know if y'all saw that one sign that said trust black women. There must be something behind that slogan that has to do with the whole don't question black women, you know. And again, that's coming from a mindset of, you know, don't question what we do, just lay down and take it. You know, we lord over you and we're able to think better than you can think for yourself, so just accept it. Y'all might as well give it up because those days are over. They are coming to an end. These people are fighting and scratching to hold on to that control, that psychological control that they've been lording over everyone. And they are just trying everything they can to hold on to something that's about to fade into the background. I cannot wait. Let's check out this one though.
You're right. And there we go. Thank you.
Hey, they want us a little more spread out.
Healthcare is under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. When healthcare is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. Stop all the deportation. Stop all the deportation. Stop all the deportation.
There's a lot of issues. One that comes to mind is the climate crisis and the lack of their care and movement and change and in making change or preventing or mitigating the risk of the climate crisis, but also just rights for queer people, rights for trans people, rights for women, I think are all things that a lot of people are gathered here today to raise their voices about and make known, because I think that's something that Trump and the people that have worked for him and are going to work for him have shown that they don't care about and will not prioritize.
First of all of these people who are demanding rights, they already have rights. Nothing is happening to their rights. Now, what's going to be blocked is trying to push sexualization of children, that kind of thing, they will not find support for that. So let it go. But adults wanting to do what adults want to do, nobody's stopping that. So their talking points just ring hollow. Vast majority of America has turned a deaf ear on it.
And people deserve their rights and to live freely in whichever way they choose. There's a lot of fear right now, and but I think.
Oh, and when I say sexualization of children, I'm referring to pushing that transgenderism thought, which is spreading like some kind of social contagion, um, and leading children down a path that they can never come back from during a time in their lives when they don't really know what they want. They're underage, and it should not be able to take place. Um, as far as transgender type surgeries and taking hormones and all of that. If adults want to do that, that's the way I personally feel. If adults want to do that, fine. But that being given to children, no, unacceptable.
Seeing these people come together and seeing so many people come together and have so much courage and hope to be here, I think really brings out our hopeful spirit and allows us to feel like we will overcome and keep working and keep fighting and trying to stand up against any of the harm or the bad things that will happen.
Shut it down! Abortion! Abortion!
It's a nice reminder that even though we didn't have the numbers in November, that we're not alone, and we shouldn't give up and just kind of roll on our backs. And, in 2 years, we can make some more change. Seeing, babies here, seeing toddlers here, and seeing like the older generations showing up in their emotion. And so it's not that it's just my generation or people who look like me and act like me, but it makes me feel better to know that we have solid numbers, and we have.
It's also feelings oriented.
A lot of diversity with that.
I think that we should come out here and voice our concerns. Why do you want people to go back home? Because you think they do not belong here. America was built upon immigrants. Am I wrong? No, but it's just we should have a say in that, because you can't just deport people just because you feel like they don't belong here.
No, you're wrong, because they got here illegally. If they came across the border and they didn't go through our normal process, they came illegally. Just checking out all the posters and the ridiculousness.
I am anxious because I know a lot of people that don't quote unquote have their papers, right? And their family members, they could be your neighbor, and then you could just wake up one day and they're gone. And I don't think that's right? It should not just be a black and white thing. You should be helping people instead of scaring them away or being oh, if you're not white, you can't be here. That's
what? This little kid has no idea what she's talking about. She has no idea.
not how things should be.
We won't go back! We won't go back! We won't go back!
He has no real ideology other than Donald Trump. And so whoever appeals to that very basest of desires in Trump, whoever appeals to that more is going to get Trump to go along with whatever they want from him. So thankfully, President Zelensky and the Ukrainians have been proactive about trying to make nice with Trump and trying to appeal to him. But the problem is that the Russian ties unfortunately run much deeper with both the previous Trump administration and, I fear, the new one.
Women, their rights are slowly being stripped away from them day by day, and we just have to stand up and take.
Women's rights are not. This is how women's rights are being stripped away. The fact that a man claiming to be a female can enter into private spaces that have been set aside for women, that is how women are losing their rights, not this mess that they're talking about. And it's all going to be rolled back, and I am so glad, because I don't even want to go to public restrooms at this point, because I don't want to encounter a situation like that. So I, for one, am glad that Trump is in office, because all of that stuff is going to be done away with. Bye.
Stand, because it is our body, it's our choice. We cannot allow this to go on longer.
Why isn't it my body, my choice when I want to go into the ladies' restroom and not encounter a man dressed up in makeup and women's clothing? Why can't it be my body, my choice then? That's what I want to know.
Equal rights now! Equal rights now! Equal rights now!
We're here in solidarity, but also to find a group that will be our partners in this, and to lift each other up.
Yes, and help us make a stand, and help us to move us forward instead of backwards, because we are retreating. We need to be pushing forward every day. So we are just here. We're finding like-minded people to be with, and we're going to get shit done. We're doing this.
No thanks. Don't want any part of it. So like I said, I just feel like they are grappling to clutch on to everything that they can. Our president steps into office tomorrow. All they're screaming and yelling is for naught. Things are going to start rolling back to normal, so this country can get back to normal. And I'm glad for that. So yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of people being delulu, just like they normally are, and they are going to have to just see it happening in real time to know that, the jig is up. It's over with for y'all. The culture is about to flip. So anyway, I just wanted to breeze through some of that and see what it's all about, and of course I'm not surprised. So the American people have come to the place where they have already stated way back in November that the liberal left is trash. What they have done to the culture is trash, and the ideology is about to flip. The cultural shift is happening regardless of what they say, and I am just anxious and happy to get back to the way things are supposed to be. They have turned common sense on its head and demonized it, and now it's going to become mainstream once again, and I am too thrilled for that. So thanks so much for stopping by my channel, and I will see you all next time.